Hola, Fred Repairman here, live from the Man Cave office. Health comes first, so before we talk about how to protect your money, protect your health. Wash your hands, avoid touching your face, practice physical distancing, use a hand sanitizer, and please don't turn to organized crime over rolls of toilet paper. For more on preparation and prevention against the coronavirus, please go to the CDC website. There's a lot to worry about in the middle of a global pandemic, and unfortunately for many of us, that includes the uncertainty of money. How is the government helping? What happens if you're unemployed? Is your bank offering to help? How do late payments work? Is your credit score in jeopardy? What about student loans, car payments, and utility bills? Let's answer lots of money questions from A to Z. First, how do you get that stimulus money? According to the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, adults can receive up to $1,200 along with up to $500 for each child. For most Americans, the money will be delivered automatically through the IRS via direct deposit or check. Here's a calculator if you're interested in a breakdown of how much you'll receive. Initially, it was reported that you must have a Social Security number to be eligible for this payment, but that is no longer the case. The IRS will calculate your income based on your filing returns. If you have not filed your taxes, the deadline is typically April 15th, but the government is pushing it back to July 15th due to COVID-19. If you have filed as recently as 2018, you are still in good standing. If you select a direct deposit for your most recent return, the IRS will send the money straight into your account. When will I receive the check? The IRS is expected to issue electronic payments on April 9th. For those who do not use direct deposit, paper checks will be issued April 24th. If you're receiving a paper check, the process could take months. For more, check out the IRS Coronavirus update. If you want to make sure you get your stimulus check as quickly as possible, it's a good idea to file your taxes with a direct deposit setup. Here's an inexpensive way to file if you haven't already. Now that you know the best way to get the money you didn't count on, let's talk about how to keep the money you currently have. Talk to your bank. Some banks are granted an extra month to make payments without paying a penalty or generating additional interest. Others may not, so find out where and when they can help. Talk to your credit card issuer. Right now, some companies will not charge late or non-payment fees. However, your interest will continue to pile up. Now's a good time to see about getting a reduced interest rate if possible. Do you own a home? Find out about your mortgage. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development have announced a nationwide foreclosure moratorium. Some agencies are offering reduced mortgage payments, possible suspensions, and the waiving of penalties or late fees. For more on what's offered, you can go to their website. Not sure who owns your mortgage? Go to makinghomeaffordable.gov to find out. Are you struggling with rent? Most states and cities have announced some sort of moratorium on evictions. If you can pay your rent, you should. If you can't, talk to your landlord or the property management company. Remember, these rent payments will still be owed. If you need housing help, check justshelter.org to see if there are local organizations who can provide advice and resources. What about student loans? More than 43 million people have student loan debt. The U.S. Department of Education has announced that you can forbear these payments. In addition to skipping a payment or two, interest rates will be 0% for the next 60 days. Keep in mind that pushing payments will not get rid of them. What about car payments? Contact your lender. Companies are offering special forbearance programs for the next several months. Honda and Acura have late fee waivers and payment extensions. Ford's credit arm is offering to pause car payments for 1 month, although interest rates will continue to pile up. Many groups are listening, so contact your lenders with a clear plan of action. Speaking of cars, now's a good time to reconsider your insurance. Not using your car as much? Consider increasing your deductible to lower your monthly payment since there's a low probability of you blowing a tire or breaking a windshield. Just remember to reevaluate your insurance once Mr. COVID is behind us. What about my utilities? AT&T, Comcast, Cox, RCN, Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon are agreeing to waive late fees and ban shutoffs for those who can't pay their bills. For a full list, go to fcc.gov. Again, do not call simply to skip payments. Due to the surge in people staying at home, it's not just your electricity expected to go up, but your water bill as well. Be mindful of your usage. While some cities are suspending water shutoffs for unpaid bills, that doesn't mean you're off the hook indefinitely. Don't just budget your money, budget your time and energy. Need to file for unemployment? Go to your local workforce commission. The new stimulus bill is extending payment amounts as well as length for up to 4 months. If you worry you might not be eligible because of your line of work, keep in mind that gig workers, freelancers, independent contractors, and even part-time workers will be eligible for unemployment relief. However, be mindful of the fact that your local workforce commission is taking thousands of calls right now. Check their social media accounts for updates and new features. Texas Workforce Commission, for example, now has a chatbot you can use to ask questions, along with recommended times to process your claim. Be patient. Worried about food? The U.S. Department of Agriculture has granted school districts the ability to hand out curbside breakfast and lunches. If you're not already in contact with your child's school, see if they're helping. Check your local food bank as well. For additional resources, look into Meals on Wheels to find out local chapters providing meals to the elderly. Little Free Pantry is a nationwide network providing food and resources for the food insecure. If you're still unsure where to go, some states have meal finders. Texas, for example, has the Texas Students Meal Finder map with a list of facilities serving meals for their fellow neighbors. Watch out for scams. Various government departments are already fielding calls for people being scammed over everything from coronavirus treatments and home test kits to work-at-home schemes. So what will it be? Are you going to wait for relief money from Uncle Sam? Skip some payments now, even though they will still be waiting for you later? Remember the famous saying, failing to plan is planning to fail. Stay safe, wash your hands, and we wish you the best.